Hey everybody, I hope all of you are doing great. Welcome back to the DP playlist. In today's video, we are going to see the second problem in buy and sell stock series. It's a total of 6 problems, and first problem we have already covered. This is the second problem in buy and sell stock, right? So let's get right into the problem statement itself. If you remember the first problem, I'll pin somewhere the link to it. We were only allowed to do one transaction there, right? But in this particular problem, we are allowed to do infinite amount of transactions, right? Let's read the problem and then understand, right? You're given an integer array prices, where prices of I is the price of the given stock on the ith day, right? Those who don't know about stock market, basically there are some stocks of basic like companies, right? You buy those stock for cheap and sell those stock for you can say more, and you make the profit, right, in between, right? Buy for cheap, sell for more, and you make the profit, right? It's the same concept like this as well in this problem. So stock is something which you buy and you sell, correct? So you're given an integer array prices, where prices of I is the price of the given stock on the ith day. So on the ith day, the price of that given stock was X number of you can say rupees or dollars, whatever, right? On each day, you may decide to buy and or sell stock, right? You can either decide, or like you can buy and sell, or you can do both the things, right? Buy and sell, right? You can only hold at most one share of the stock at the time, right? So you cannot parallelly buy multiple stocks. That's what they're trying to say in this line, correct? You can only hold one stock, and then when you once you buy that stock, then only you can buy you can say buy on the you can hold on to one stock, right? You can buy one stock. Once you sell that, only then you can buy another one, correct? So however, you can buy it, then immediately sell it on the same day, right? So buy and sell can happen on the same day, correct? You have to find return the maximum profit you can achieve, right, by buying and selling, right? Now in this problem, they have not mentioned anything about number of transactions you're allowed to do, correct? So immediately you have to assume that you have to do infinite transactions. You're allowed to do infinite transactions, right? In buy and sell stock one, we were only allowed to do one transaction, right? So you buy and sell, and that's it. The maximum number of profit you can make out of one transaction is what, right? The process of first buying and then selling is a transaction, correct? In the terms of this particular problem, correct? Here you are allowed to do infinite number of transactions. You can buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, and it goes on, correct? All right, so let's go to the board, try to understand more about this problem, and then we'll see the solution of it. So let's take a look at this particular diagram which I've drawn here. Let's say this is the test case, right? This is the amount, right? And these are the amount on that particular days, correct? So on this day, the price of the stock was, let's say, 7. On this day it was 2. On this day it was 3, right? And so on, correct? I've just plotted a particular test case out in a beautiful manner, right? This is the prices array which is given to us in the problem. So prices array is this. On the ith day, the price is that much, correct? I hope you all are able to understand, correct? So let's try to not focus on, let's try to not approach this problem as a DSA problem. Let's try to first think that what actually we should do in order to maximize the profit. If I already know that stocks are like this, right? The price is going to go down and then it's going to go up, right? What is the basic, you can say, greedy strategy which you are going to employ? You are going to buy the stock when it was cheapest, and then you can sell the stock when it was maximum priced, correct? Correct. So what I'm going to do here is basically directly, it is visible directly only. So I'll buy the stock on day, you can say day 2, right, for 2 rupees, right? So I've bought it for 2, and I'll sell it on 8. How much profit did I make? I make 8 minus 2, which is 6 amount of profit. So 6 I'm already having as a profit, correct? I'm going to buy it on 7 and then sell it on 9. So 2 profit I made from this, plus 2. I'm going to buy it on 5, sell it on 8 again, correct? How much profit? Plus 3, right? And then I'm never going to buy the stock itself, because stock price is going to go down only, correct? So without looking at this problem as a DSA angle, you already know that we are going to buy the stock at the cheapest rate, sell it for the maximum rate, and that is how we are going to go along, correct? Uh, it is pretty straightforward, right? This problem does not require dynamic programming solution since it's coming in, you can say, buy and sell stock series. It's a greedy problem which we are taking up in the dynamic programming series, right? And this problem will actually help you to understand the upcoming problem, which is K transactions, transaction will cool down, and transaction with fees. All those problems we are going to cover, right, in the upcoming videos, correct? So let's quickly jump right into the solution only, right? It's a greedy solution, no recursive tree or that sort kind of thing required. Let's jump right into the solution itself. So let us see what we are going to actually do in this particular problem, correct? I'm going to take help of two variables, which is the price which I bought this stock for and the maximum price I've seen till now, correct? You'll understand why we are doing this once we are into the algorithm. Just first try to comprehend that what we are going to do, correct? Price min, right? This is the price we bought. Like we can assume that we bought the stock on this price. And price max, this is the price which we are planning to sell the stock on, correct? We are not selling, we are planning to sell, correct? So it will be clear once we are into the algorithm, right? So for the first day, I will assume that I'll buy on 7 and sell on 7 only. Only for the first day. I'll initialize these variables with the price of the first day. Okay. And of course, I need another variable called profit where I will calculate my total profits. Okay. Now let's try to dive into it deeper. What I'm going to do basically here, I was on this day, right? I was on this day, right? And this day I decided that I will sell and buy and sell today only, correct? Okay. I've not done a transaction till now. I'm just planning to do this kind of transaction. I've not done any transaction till now. So let's see. When I move forward one day, I'm on this 2, right? On this 2. And you can definitely see this 2 is lesser than the maximum price I've seen so far. This means that this 2 can potentially be a place where I buy a stock. Again, let's slow down. Earlier the price was 7, today the price is 2. If you can see, right, the maximum price which we were planning to sell on is greater than the price of the stock today, correct? Today is 2. We were planning to sell on 7. So what I'll assume in my head is that if this is lesser than what I'm able to sell earlier, of course, potentially this place I can buy, right? This stock I can buy. I can complete the transaction, previous transaction, because of course, previous selling point was much bigger, correct? I'll complete this transaction. How much profit did I make? 7 minus 7, 0. Transaction is completed. Now, since transaction is completed, I will try to buy the stock on this day only, correct? Because the price of this stock is lesser than the previous day's maximum, correct? So these two things will get updated. Why these two are getting updated? Because if I'm trying to buy the stock on this day and try to sell the stock on this day as well, because I don't know what is going to happen in the future, correct? So when, right, you will get the understanding once we are into the algorithm. There's a very good test case, correct? So I completed the 7-7 transaction. I made the profit 0 and I started another transaction on this day. That's the summary, correct? Let's move forward. One day I'll reach here. Once I reach this particular point, you can see this 3, no, it is bigger than the price max I've seen so far. Of course, price max was 2. This is 3. This means that I can potentially sell the stock on this particular day, correct? So I will choose this 3 as the price max now. This 3, correct? Okay, let's move on. By one day, I have not done any transaction. I've just updated the price max. Now the price min and price max are, you can say, these are the variables which keep in mind that we are planning to do transaction on this particular terms. We have not done any transaction, correct? So let's move forward. We are on 5. 5 is better than selling on 5 is better than selling on 3, correct? So I can update my price max. So I'll update my price max. It becomes 5. Okay, I have not done any transaction. I'll move forward. 8. Selling on 8 is definitely better than selling on 5, correct? So I'll update this 5. Okay, with 8. Good job. Let's move forward. Now I'll move forward and you can see I'm on 7. At this point, you will realize that earlier I was able to sell on 8. Now the price of the stock has become 7. Do you think that we should sell previously only, right? Do you think that before coming to 7, we should close this transaction, right? Of course, right? Look at this, look at this. See, price was 8 right previously, right? Now it has become 7. This means that if I were to sell the stock, 8 was a better opportunity, right? So what I'll do before processing this, right? I'll come on this particular day, I'll see that 7 price is very low, correct? It's lower than what I was able to sell earlier, correct? So I will close this transaction. How do we close the transaction? Price max minus price min is the profit I will gain. So I will gain 6 profit, correct? And I will then start a new transaction at this particular point. Let's start the new transaction at here only. So 7, 7. Now starting a new transaction means that I'm buying and selling here itself. We are not sure that we are going to sell here itself, right? But we are definitely sure that we are going to buy here itself, correct? So this transaction is closed. This is the profit we have already made. This is the profit we are already made. We are buying on 7 right now and selling on 7 itself, correct? Because both of them are this one, correct? Let's move forward. We come on this 9, right? So as soon as I come on this 9, you can see that selling on 9 is definitely better than selling on 7. So I will update this price max with 9. Essentially saying that I am planning to sell on 9, right? Okay, let's move forward a little bit more. The price today is 5. Simple logic, selling on 9 is definitely better than selling on 5. So before moving and starting a new transaction, I will close this transaction. So this will become what? 9 minus 7, 2. And then I will start a new transaction here. 5, 5. Sell. Correct. Okay, let's move forward. Now the next day. So buy, I'm going to buy on 5 day, the day where the price of the stock is 5. But I have not decided that I am going to sell on this day only. That will be decided when we travel in the future. So next day the price is 6. Of course, selling on 6 is definitely better than selling on 5. So I am saying potentially we are going to sell on 6. Potentially. We're not sure, but potentially. We might find someone better in future. Correct. Let's see. We move to the next day. And as soon as we move to the next day, we'll find out that selling on 8 is better than selling on 6. So this will be updated by 8. Essentially saying we are planning to sell on 8. Correct. Okay. All right. Let's move forward. We move forward by 1 day and suddenly the price of the stock drops. And when the price of the stock drops, we are going to simply say that if we were planning to sell the stock today, right, it would be a loss, right? Because earlier we were able to sell the stock on 8 where the price was very good, right? Today the price is not good. It is worse than the maximum, right? So as soon as you find the price to be smaller than the price max, you're going to close the transaction and then start a new transaction. So I'm going to close this transaction, buy here and sell here. So I'm going to make a profit of 3 and then I'm going to start a new transaction here only, correct? So buy and sell stock, I'm planning to do it on this day only, correct? Of course, right? I hope the algorithm is getting cleared in your mind. I'll of course do a pseudocode as well in order to clear this algorithm. So great, let's move forward. As soon as we move to the next day, we find out that the price is lower. So whenever we find out the price is lower than the price max, I'll close the previous transaction. You know, you buy on 2 and sell on 2, the profit will be 0. So I am not going to add anything here, right? Let's move forward and start a new transaction on this one, correct? And when we, of course, B and S come here, and when we move forward, we are out of the array, right? And of course, it is possible that while moving out of the array, you might end on a higher note like this. Let's take another example. Let's say you are on this day. The price of the stock is 3 here, correct? So of course, you are going to sell on 3, correct? You are going to plan on selling on 3, correct? I'm going to write 3 here, correct? And sell is potentially 3 here, correct? I'm just taking an example, correct? So let's say there was a 3 as well here, correct? Okay. Now, if we come out of the array at this point, can you see that this transaction is redundant now? It is not considered anywhere in the profits. So do keep in mind, once you iterate over the whole array as well, now just close the last transaction as well. Add the profit of price max minus price min plus 2 will be added here. Correct. So this will be the overall profit you're going to gain. Correct. I hope this pretty straightforward greedy algorithm is clear to everybody. Let's write the pseudocode and then let's code this and finish the video itself. Basically, if the price of the ith day is lesser than the price max, it is the price which we were planning to sell on, right? Price max. We are going to close the previous transaction. Of course, by closing, what do we mean? We simply mean that profits plus equal to price max minus price min. Correct. And then we are going to start a new transaction at this point itself. So simply saying that price max is equal to price min is equal to prices of I. Correct. Okay. All right. Else, if today is a better day to sell, we are simply going to update the price max. So price max is equal to prices of I. Correct. It's pretty straightforward, and this whole thing comes inside a loop, while you can say for loop. And here as well, we close the transaction, the last transaction. After we iterate on the whole array, we close the last transaction. So this line comes out of the loop as well, right? If you want me to do it, I'll simply add here as well. Correct. This line will come here as well. Correct. So this is the whole pseudocode. It's pretty straightforward solution. Let's quickly code this out and then move to the next video. So let's code this thing out. It's pretty straightforward. I'm going to take price max is equal to prices of 0, right? We initialize them on the 0th day itself, right? Prices of 0, right? It's C++, my bad. I should change the language to Java, of course, because due to this course being in Java, correct? So int price max is equal to prices of 0. Int price min is equal to prices of 0. Both are initialized from the 0th day itself, right? And then total profit is equal to 0. Correct. Now the loop starts from index 1 because 0th day we have already considered, right? I less than prices dot size or prices dot length I plus plus. Correct. Great. No issues. Let's move forward. Okay. So what we are going to do here is we are going to check if prices of I, if today is a not a good day to sell, right? If it's smaller than price max, if today is not a good day to sell, we're going to close the previous transaction and we're going to start a new transaction, because if this is not a good day to sell, this might be a good day to buy. Correct. That's why we're going to start a new transaction, right? Let's close the previous transaction. So total profit plus equal to price max minus price min. And then what we are going to say? We're simply going to do start a new transaction, right? So by doing that, we mean price max is equal to price min is equal to what? Prices of I, starting a new transaction. Correct. This particular syntax is pretty similar to saying this only. I'll just write here. So prices of I. Correct. It is pretty similar to this. I don't know why it got submitted, but yeah, it is pretty similar to saying this only. Correct. Okay. Else, if this was the case when the price was not good to sell the stock. This means that this case is what? It's a good day to sell the stock. So we are going to update the price max here. So price max is equal to prices of I, right? And in the end, we are going to close the last transaction as well. Correct. We're going to close the last transaction as well. Okay. Close the last transaction and return the total profit. I don't know why it's getting submitted. Let's run it now. Accept it, and let's now submit this now. And it should clear the test cases, of course. Correct. I hope this particular approach is clear to all of you, right? The time complexity is of O of n, right? And extra space is O of 1. We are not taking any extra space. It's the most optimal solution. It's a greedy problem, right? In the upcoming, after like basically this problem, we are going to see the best time to buy and sell stock dynamic programming based problems, right? So let's move to the next video. We have covered one transaction, infinite transaction. In the next video, we are going to cover the case of K transaction, where you are allowed to do at most K transactions only, correct? So let's move forward, and yeah, I hope you are enjoying the content. Please feel free to put any feedback in comment itself. I know videos are taking a lot of long time to get uploaded, but trust me, I'm working on it. So yeah, thanks a lot everybody for joining. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next video. Bye.